there, I'm Erica from Hughes and Strong Consulting. We specialize in breaking down processes, documenting them, and then streamlining them within Keeper. So we created a free community template to give you some inspiration for how we can keep some of our weekly tasks inside of Keeper so that they're in the same place as our month-end tasks for our clients and they don't get lost in the shuffle. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how to get access to that template and how to use it with your clients. So to make sure we cover everything, I'm going to break this down into a couple of different parts. So first, I'm going to walk you through how to actually take that community template from the community library and add it into your own template library. Then we're going to talk through a couple of ideas of how you can customize this template so that it works exactly the way you need it to. And then we'll also walk through, once we're done, how to get that template, those tasks, into your clients. So first and foremost, let's just start with what is the free community template library and how do we get to it? So if we log into Keeper, that first screen that we land on that has all of our clients listed out is kind of that bird's eye view. That's called our client list. When we're on that page, along this top bar, we're going to see things like clients, inbox, tasks, and we're going to find templates. That's going to be your magic gateway into the template library. And then from there, we're going to scroll all the way down to this browse community button. That'll take you to the library of all the free templates out there that people have posted so that you can try things out or get more inspiration. Now, that's how we get to it generally and how we find any template, but we'll go ahead and list that direct link underneath this video in the description. You can go straight there. So whether you go to Browse Community and search for it or you use that direct link, either way, go ahead and open up that template so you can see all the tasks in there, and then you'll look for a Copy to Firm button, kind of a purplish one. Now, once we choose that, we're going to have to tell Keeper where we want these tasks to land. So General is typically used for tasks like this, right? It's kind of our dumping ground for any and all tasks that don't relate to month end, but that's not to say you can't move them to a custom section if you have it broken down into daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or if you want these to fall in your client nurture section, you can choose wherever you want it to land. Now, this is not permanent. We can easily change and move these tasks around once we get it in there. So don't think about this as an existential decision. It's just, hey, where do I want these to land for right now? Knowing that you can change that. So once you've chosen which section you want it to map to, then you'll confirm it by hitting Add to Templates. So from there, we created this template with some checklists in there so you can use it as is and just go for it, apply it to your clients or try it out with one, but you can also customize this. So think about it as kind of a choose your own adventure from here. I'm going to walk through a couple of different kind of inspirational ways that you can customize and change this and some ideas. But again, this is not to say you have to do any of these. Example one, you can absolutely update any of the name of these tasks or the instructions on them. So if the base level task in our template is clear the bank feed in QBO, and you use something different, change that up. No big deal from there. Now, in that clear the bank feed task, there is a section for rules. So if you are somebody who does not like QBO rules, it is part of your brand that we don't use them, let's add a note in there. If you like using rules, let's add a note in there, right? So you can update these to your own processes. The whole point of customizing this, if you're going to go down that road, is just to make it sound like you and to make it to where your brain doesn't have to process what is this task again, or what is this asking me? So use whatever wording is going to make the most sense to you and your team. We can also update task tags. So if we have those throughout our account, we can absolutely update this in the template so that we don't have to go task by task and update them once we get them into the client. So we can use a frequency tag like weekly or daily, or we can use kind of what service bucket this falls into, like client nurture or receipt management or something like that. So you can absolutely add tags to fit in with the rest of your tasks that you have. We can also move these around. So like I said, if we want, let's say most of them to land in the general, but that process client documents, we want to be in its own section that we have, we can absolutely move all the tasks or tasks individually. Another example is adding kind of naming instructions, like the conventions that you use so that everything is organized, or how to file some of these documents. So this is not something that's included in the template because everybody's a little bit different. So if you have specific ways that you name files after you process them, or where they need to live, what file structure you use, you can absolutely update this at the template level so that you're not having to add that individually client by client. So really good idea here to add any instructions on how to organize any of the documents that you're going to be receiving from clients. Now, once you have gotten this to where you want it to be, even if it's not perfect, but we have it workable, then we can go ahead and apply this into clients, like drop them into a few and test it out. So at the top of every template, there's going to be a purplish apply to clients button. When you click that, you're going to have a table open up that has all of your clients listed out. So now you can choose, hey, which clients do I want these tasks to live inside of? So I can choose just one if I just want to test it out before I apply it to all. Or I can apply it to multiple. So I can use the checkbox beside if it's like this one and this one. Or along that top bar, there is a checklist as well, or a checkbox that you can select to select all on the page if you want everybody, all of your clients to have these tasks. So your choice here, whenever you made your selection, you can hit apply to clients and it'll drop the tasks exactly as they are in the template. Now, really important thing to note is you are not quite done when you hit apply to clients. A lot of our brains kind of check out at that point because the tasks are in our clients are good, but without the assignee and the due date, this task may not show up on your task list. So what I mean by that is if we go into the client page, it'll still be there, right? If we're looking at our general section, that's where these tasks dropped in, they'll be there. But when we check them off, they may not repeat the way that we wanted to. Or if we're going into our task list and looking at what tasks we have due this week or today, it may not show up without that due date. So important piece here is to go through and double check your due dates, set them as recurring if it's something you want to check every Friday or something like that, and then add your assignee so we know who on the team needs to tackle that task. So with that kind of theoretical and what we're going to do, let's walk through a live example so you know what it looks like inside of an account. Once we have it in our template library, we've selected it from the community template, we've mapped that section, it's going to show up in our template manager. So now you have free reign. This is yours. You will not hurt our feeling by changing any. So if you want to change the template name to align with the structure that you already have, or to make it really clear what these tasks are, we like using emojis and a little like prefix so that all of our payroll fall together and all of our receipt management fall together. So just ideas here. You can go ahead and change that template name if you want to. Now, if any of these tasks are something that you don't need to do, then you can absolutely click into the task, hit delete, and remove it off the page entirely. If it's something that you need to edit, let's say we're editing the name, we can click into kind of the middle or the belly of this task to open it up. Then we can change anything in the title. We can adjust anything here in the checklist. We can add a checklist underneath if we need to, or we can add links if we've created like a loom or something like that. So we can add any links here in the description or in any subtasks, and that will make them an automatic hyperlink to take you directly there. So if you have any additional resources that you want to list on any of these tasks, absolutely go ahead. Now from here, we talked about how to add a tag. So you can select that here in the template and save yourself a couple of clicks later. And then if you want to go ahead and update your user here instead of on the client level, you can as well. So if it's an individual user, it's always going to be me or somebody else on my team. I can select that user. Or if I have roles like preparer, reviewer, manager turned on in my account, then I can go ahead and select that role instead. And when we apply it to a client, Keeper will look at who's in the preparer role and auto assign it for you. So that's my favorite method, but go ahead and do it however it makes the most sense to you. So whenever you are ready to go ahead and start using this, this is that apply to clients button that we were talking about. And then, like I mentioned, you can select one, you can select a couple, or go up to the top row and select all. Then we'll hit apply to clients. And then after we apply, that's when we would go inside of the clients themselves and update the task for the specific due date for this client. So that was a very quick overview of how to get access to that template, how to customize it and use it within your clients. But if you're coming across questions or you feel like you're doing something wrong, or you even just want to brainstorm like, oh, that makes me think that I could do this and this and this, please come to our free Q&A. We have these each and every month where you can join us on Zoom and we'll screen share exactly with you. We'll look over anything, we'll troubleshoot, or give you some best practices, or we'll just give you a thumbs up to let you know that you're on the right path. So that's definitely the place to come to if you have questions or other ideas that are bubbling up. But if you really enjoyed want to look at other templates or look at PDFs that we've created about how to customize your client portal and things like that, we do have a Keeper freebies page on our website. So that's just hughesandstrong.com/Keeper to get to any of those free resources. So that's all I have for this video. Thanks again for spending a couple of minutes here with me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.